I'm sorry? The Terran representative blinked and cocked his head to the side. The man flashed his teeth in a smile, a disarming gesture that many in truth found intimidating. The chairman of the galactic conglomeration rumbled his gills in displeasure before repeating himself. The war you weren't supposed to win. The Terran furrowed his brow. Was there a discrepancy between your analysts and the data, or am I missing something here? A murmur swept through the assembly. Diplomats and representatives conversed with each other as the Terran stood in the center, utterly ignorant to what his race had done. Order! Order! The chairman chimed the bell and brought the muttering to a standstill. His mandibles chittered and clacked together as he leaned forward against the desk. Terran, he sneered, do you realize what you have done? Oh, I see. The face of the representative in question lit up in recognition. The fool. How could it have taken him so long to realize? He chuckled mirthlessly. My apologies. It was not our intent to upend the current balance of power with the Orion arm. You see, that was started by the ultimatum delivered to us by the Thrinhili. An even bigger murmur swept through the assembly, reverberating across its halls until the chairman could take it no longer. How could the Terran be so blind? You fool! He called out, not even bothering to silence the crowds. Nobody is supposed to win a relativistic war. That's the entire point. Oh, the Terran understood the point well. Too well. A low chuckle emanated from within his chest. He leaned back and tilted his head down, corners of his lips pulling into another uncanny smile. His white teeth flashed under the lighting, and the conglomeration was reminded of just exactly how humanity became the dominant species on Terra. I see. Do you now? The chairman didn't believe him at all, but nonetheless gave him the opportunity to speak. I do. The Terran's predatory eyes bored into the chairman's body. The representative leaned forward to place both of his hands on the podium and leaned towards the microphone. Terra One again apologizes. It was not her intent to cause such a massive loss of life. However, she does not believe that an endless fear is preferable to a fearful end. Moreover, the Terran's eyes flashed down before darting back up. She is not to be condemned for choosing so. A fearful end? The chairman's pincers dug painfully into the desk's granite surface. That is what we shall all face because of you. Terra has no quarrel with the conglomeration. The Terran tilted his head back up. This war was exclusively between Terra and the Thrinhili. And yet you have changed everything. The chairman's body heaved, ragged breaths flowing through his esophagi as he calmed himself. Relativistic weapons are the absolute arbitrators of power. For a species to lose an entire planet to such weapons would be catastrophic. Catastrophic? His eyebrows raised as he countered. I may be punished for saying this, but however valuable they may be, for Terra to lose one of her dominions, it would be horrific, but far from catastrophic. You dare? Yes, I do. The chairman fell silent as the Terran interrupted him. If you want peace, prepare for war, he quoted. The conglomeration follows this, correct? The Terran looked to the representative species present as their various heads and appendages nodded in approval. Liars. Are we now? The chairman prodded the Terran further, hoping to goad him into making a misstep. You are. The Terran doubled down. When the Thrinhili told us that we were to renounce claim over our colonies in the Armstrong sector, lest we be annihilated by their relativistic arsenal, we were expected to acquiesce. This was expected both by them and the conglomeration, correct? Indeed. The chairman responded in curiosity, both genuine and manipulative. It would only be logical. Their relativistic arsenal was thrice the size of your own, enough to destroy 3/4 of your empire. The numbers didn't lie. No, they didn't, the Terran admitted. But they told a different story. The Terran took a step back from the podium and looked around at the chambers he spoke in, letting the conversation breathe, and for the assembled delegates to absorb the information. Tell me, how much of our relativistic stockpile should be depleted? At least 90%, the chairman answered easily. There is no other way. Incorrect. Really, it was about half. Another murmur once again swept through the chamber as the Terran let the information marinate. Impossible. Quite possible, Your Grace. Our relativistic weapons carry multiple warheads, each capable of attacking a different target. The chairman paled. We believed you to be bluffing. Now why would we do that? The Terran asked genuinely. The Thryn highly tempted a war that threatened the survival of the Terran Empire unless she submitted to unacceptable demands. Consequently, she struck first. The Thryn highly fleets were in port and their weapons weren't even armed. What's so hard to understand? The chairman and the delegates remained silent until the Terran was hit full force by the weight of what he had just said. Wait, none of you actually thought about what would happen in a relativistic war. You just thought you would die. The chairman remained silent, not liking where this was going. Ah, I see. The Terran swallowed, taking a breath and then letting out a deep sigh. You assumed that because you had relativistic weapons, you had deterrence. That is not how Terra views it. For Terra, the first rule of deterrence is to always assume that it never works. I beg your pardon? It's quite simple, really. The Terran once again flashed a dangerous smile. When Terra prepares for war, she does not merely prepare to fight. She prepares to win.